Preston. President Trump is right now at Dover Air Force Base for the dignified transfer of the remains of 4 service members killed in the Middle East. Before leaving the White House, he told reporters what he was going to say to the parents of those killed.
Well, all I'm going to say is we love you, we love your child, and that's what they are to them. They're their children. There's no games, no nothing. That's their child.
Earlier today, the president warned Iran that the U.S. will destroy one bridge or one power plant every time Iran shoots at a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. It's still unclear how 18-year-old Nolan Wells died. He was out with friends on a barrier island off the Gulf Coast when he went missing. His body found days later. The autopsy saying at the time that he drowned. An independent autopsy lists the cause of death as undetermined. Tropical storm Bertha is expected to make landfall as early as later today. The storm has been weakening but could still bring high winds and rough surf to the area south of New Orleans. This is ABC News. It's back to court in about an hour for captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. ABC's Peter Haralambos is expected to be in the courtroom.
Maduro and his wife Celia Flores last appeared in a courtroom in March, where their lawyers unsuccessfully pushed to have the case thrown out because the Treasury Department had blocked the Venezuelan government from paying for their defense lawyers. They've since withdrawn that motion after the Trump administration in April began allowing the Venezuelan government to cover their legal fees. The judge in the case has not yet scheduled a trial date. Peter Haralambos, ABC News.
Mexico has filed criminal complaints with prosecutors' offices in 8 states in the U.S. in connection with the death of Mexican nationals in ICE detention centers or during ICE raids. 14 Mexican nationals have died in ICE detention centers, and 3 others have died in operation since May of last year, at least according to the Mexican government. Today is Prince George's 13th birthday. The palace releasing a new photo of the young prince on its social media pages. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
All right, he's been on the job for less than an hour and then fired by President Trump. We'll have more on the Roger Rogoff story. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. The crash along West Seattle Bridge has finally cleared, but traffic is still moving slow as you approach the bridge. It's just another tough commute with Revive I-5. It'll take you at least an hour from Federal Way to Seattle. The Valley Freeway is 50 minutes. There's a lot of congestion as you move past 180th. Renton to Bellevue, though, about 40 minutes. Westbound across 520 is also a little slow. Everett to Seattle will take you an hour and 5 minutes and an hour and 20 from Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by D.R. Horton. The D.R. Horton National Red Tag Sales Event is going on now through August 2nd. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. He'd been on the job for less than an hour last week when President Trump fired him. Now, Roger Rogoff, who was appointed by judges to be the U.S. attorney in the Western District of Washington, confirms he's suing Trump and acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche. Rogoff spoke with KIRO Newsradio just last week.
There is a statute, a constitutional statute called the Vacancy Act, that provides the judges the right and the duty, frankly, to appoint a United States attorney when the president fails to do so.
On X last week, Blanche posted that district court judges can appoint a temporary U.S. attorney and POTUS can fire them. Bill Gates and the staff of his charitable foundation met with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein more than 24 times, even as employees expressed concerns.
That's according to an external review commissioned by the Gates Foundation. The conversations appeared to focus on a public health fund that never materialized and a grant to the International Peace Institute, which was run by an associate of Epstein. Gates told the Wall Street Journal earlier this year.
In retrospect, I was foolish to spend any time with him.
The roughly 30 meetings, which took place from 2011 to 2014, included several visits to Epstein's Manhattan townhouse and one meeting on the Gates Foundation campus. The review found no evidence the foundation paid Epstein or did anything illegal. Gates, who has not been accused in connection with Epstein's crimes, has repeatedly denied any knowledge of Epstein's abuse of girls. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
It was another difficult day for wildland firefighters in Washington state. Heat, smoke, and fire threats continue to build. The Kaiser Canyon fire remains the state's largest wildfire at more than 60,000 acres. Crews are working to strengthen the fire lines ahead of volatile weather. Smoke from that fire and the fast-growing Maudrite fire continues to impact air quality across eastern Washington. At the same time, 6 lightning-caused fires are burning in the North Cascades. Most are in the remote backcountry with no evacuations reported so far. And we're learning 2 firefighters were injured while battling the fast-moving Lyons Ferry fire in southeast Washington. Officials say one firefighter suffered heat exhaustion and another received minor burns. Both were treated and are expected to recover. Seattle's scrappy hometown hero is getting his own bobblehead. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum will produce limited edition bobbleheads of Jimothy, the Ballard raccoon. If you want one, it'll cost you $30. And FYI, they won't ship out until December. Jimothy also got a shout out on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
They love Jimothy. That's not my judgment. That is the judgment of the community. They have decided. Not an easy decision, by the way.
Jimothy has already inspired a mural, fan art, stickers, a video game, and even a Mariners appearance. Seattle's favorite furry icon just keeps getting bigger, even if he stays adorably short. Now to your KIRO News Radio weather. We're off to a mild and hazy start with temperatures in the 70s. After a really hot day yesterday, it's going to be even hotter today. Air quality is mainly in the moderate to unhealthy range for sensitive groups. Right now, it's about 72 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Yesterday had me questioning retirement. Now, as you all know, just the other day, Ursula, I came and told you, I said I want to retire in Las Vegas. That's where I want to go. And Ursula, it was hot yesterday.
It was.
and it got me to question it. I said, well, if I can't handle this today, I don't know what I'm going to do. And also, you know what yesterday also did for me as well? And you're not going to be shocked by this. It solidifies something. When people say, I'm leaving Seattle. Where are you going? The best weather in the country is here in Seattle. Yeah, it was hot yesterday.
Yeah.
It's going to be hot today.
But our hot is not as bad hot as some other parts of the country.
And we got relief coming tomorrow. You know what I mean? Good morning to you, Ursula.
But I'm going to enjoy the warm weather today.
You going to lay out?
Actually, yes.
Go lay out?
We're going to have a barbecue
outside?
At the pool.
Oh, by the pool. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Our sons are going to come join us, and I look forward. These are my favorite days of the year. Very, very, very favorite. But I know it's not great for everybody. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Bill Gates was warned by his own foundation employees that Jeffrey Epstein was trouble and associating with him could damage the foundation, but he kept meeting with him anyway. An outside review released Tuesday found about 30 meetings between Epstein and 10 foundation leaders and employees from 2011 to 2014, including one on the foundation's Seattle campus. And Gates has said in interviews that he met with Epstein because he thought that he could bring wealthy Wall Street donors into global health philanthropy.
I think I was quite stupid. You know, I thought it would help me with global health philanthropy. In fact, it failed to do that, and it was just a huge mistake.
Now, this review found no evidence Epstein was paid by the foundation or that the nonprofit knew or took part in his crimes, but it did confirm that employees repeatedly raised concerns about Epstein's criminal history and warned leaders, including Bill Gates, about the risk.
In retrospect, I was foolish to spend any time with him, and he sort of got time with various people by spending time with other people.
The relationship ended after a 2014 meeting where foundation staff concluded that Epstein had misrepresented the interest of potential donors. And my question for you, just first of all, after reacting to this, is does this change your perception of Bill Gates?
Yeah, absolutely. in the movie Dark Knight, Batman, Harvey Dent said, and I've said this on the show before, and I love to say it. Harvey Dent said in Batman, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And he was talking about that, just basically the arc of being in the public eye. And sometimes people pass on, and then they might have that legacy of being amazing, but they live long enough to potentially do something. And this for sure will change how people's perception is of Bill Gates. And before I move on, I just want to say, if you are someone that says, man, yeah, I got to look at Bill Gates a little differently because there's some unknown things that are centered around Epstein, and you don't have that same opinion about Donald Trump, then that means I believe that people are picking and choosing when they want to apply the whole Epstein thing. So both can be true.
And I think you're right. For me, it absolutely does change my perception of him. And the reason why I brought this up is because it is a little bit complicated, only because Bill Gates has spent tens of billions of dollars fighting disease, expanding access to vaccines. He's made tremendous improvement in that. He's improved global health. It's undeniable. His foundation has helped fund major efforts against polio, malaria, tuberculosis, HIV, and the work has benefited millions of people around the world. And that's where the complicated part is. It's like you have to separate and say, he has done a tremendous amount of good. But philanthropy does not erase bad morals or character. I mean, we now have found out that Gates has cheated on his wife, or now ex-wife, multiple times. He was warned, as we're hearing now from his own employees, that Jeffrey Epstein was not a good person and could harm the foundation. And yet, he still kept meeting with him.
I mean, you know, it's interesting. We talk about Epstein a lot, and Epstein is the boogeyman. No question. Epstein was a piece of you know what. Now, how many people have been arrested alongside, outside of Epstein? Epstein's no longer here anymore. Who else has been arrested? So my point to asking that question is simple. Right in plain light in front of all of the whole world to see. In America, if you have enough money and or status, you can do whatever you want. We demonize, we talk so down on Epstein, so
rightfully
much,
so.
And nobody, like, I'm starting to question some things. Like, well, I'm missing something. If Epstein was the monster that they keep saying he is,
there are a lot of other monsters.
I'm confused. How is it the only person that has been held accountable is Ghislaine Maxwell in this situation? So again, as much as we talk about Epstein, I just am floored.
Yeah.
Cannot believe that nobody is going down for this. Like, Epstein did all this stuff by himself?
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
Strange.
You're right. I'm curious, though. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Your opinion of Bill Gates, as we're hearing now even more details about what he knew, what he didn't know, and how he chose to ignore his own leadership in the Gates Foundation. The people who bake your bread, decorate your cakes, and fill the pastry cases at Safeway, Albertsons, and Hagen say they are being paid less than some of the workers who simply package what they make. Now, contract talks between Albertsons and the Bakers Union have broken down after more than a dozen meetings. Their last contract expired in September, and right now there are no new talks scheduled. So speaking for the bakers, the union says they've not received a raise in 2 years while their medical costs have gone up. Other grocery workers recently won raises totaling $2.70 an hour over 2 years. Albertsons is not commenting, but the bakers say these are skilled jobs. The union says people are leaving because they cannot keep up with the cost of living. And in our discussion this morning, we were saying we often hear the term livable wage jobs, but have you stopped and thought about how much that is and for what jobs?
this is a conversation. This is a topic that I think about all the time. Since I've been doing this show for 6.5 years, it is something I constantly talk about. We have this, I don't want to call it a habit. I don't know what it's called, but for some reason, we love to assign value to a job. We love to say which jobs deserve a livable wage. We love to say, oh, this is my favorite. We love to attach entry level onto a job. So how can it be entry level if someone is doing that job and they are trying to take care of their families? This is something that I just really confused. Somebody says this job, well, that's an entry-level job, and it's an entry-level job because there are high school kids that do that. So does that make that less of a job? No. So in this case, we're talking about people that are making the cake, but the people that box it, deliver it, they make more money than the people that's making the cake. So I just get really frustrated on the discussion on livable wages. I believe if you work a job, you should be able to make a living, period.
But what is that amount? I mean, in King County, a single adult needs $30 an hour to cover just basic expenses. Should minimum wage then go to $30 an hour? I say no. Okay. Because I think there's going to be an effect that, again, will actually make it worse, because then even Mike Lewis, when he was filling in for UG, he owns a business and he's all about, he supported the minimum wage, but he said right now it's at the point where it is not sustainable if it keeps going up.
I tell you what I'm going to do today. I'm starting to get better on how to protect my peace and my mental health. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to answer whether or not how much money that someone should make, whether it's $25 an hour, $30 an hour. I'm just going to do this and just say this. I hope that one day we stop convincing ourselves or stop giving ourselves justification why hardworking people should not be able to afford to live. I'm going to answer it just like that.
Well, I mean, and that's great, and I agree as a whole, but I don't think that's a realistic way to answer the question.
Oh, no.
Because again,
it's very realistic.
Well, but if you're the business owner, what does that mean for you? Like, what are you going to be paying?
Well, I'm not a business owner anymore.
That's why it makes it easier.
But I think the problem in America is we have relied so much on, excuse me for these terms, cheap labor. The reason why businesses have been able to thrive because of cheap labor. The reason why the United States of America is here today, are you ready for this? Because of free labor, right? So this country has been built on free labor. Businesses have thrived on cheap labor. So I'm going to say again, when we get to the point where we understand and are okay with hardworking people being able to have and make a livable wage, whatever that wage is, that's what I'm for.
To both your points.
I mean, then I'm for that too. I mean, a living wage should not only be reserved for people with big titles. Mm-hmm. If a job is important enough to exist full time, the person doing it should not need a second job, should not need public assistance, should not need a roommate at the age of 45 to survive. At the same time, that does not mean that every single job must pay enough for one person to rent their own apartment in Seattle. That's just not realistic.
Isn't it strange how we're having this whole conversation and the very concept that a full day's work should afford you the ability to live, and that is considered radical? Like, it is radical to assume that working a full-time job should allow you to survive in our modern economy. Like, you guys are both right.
Yeah.
Just the math doesn't add up.
I mean, it's very frustrating, and with every, I hear Gee's point absolutely. I also think.
I thank you. I mean, the point, but we as a society, we cleanly, purely just simple. We gloss over the history. And you can't do that. America was literally built on free labor. The reason why the United States becomes the leader in the world because of the agriculture. Then the industrial up in the north with cheap labor. So we are conditioned to be on the side of business owners and protect them first before we think about the people that are workers. This is the reason why we have so many people. The federal minimum wage is still $7.25.
That's outrageous.
So it's where sometimes people might think that I sound radical. You guys it's not an opinion. The facts are right there. It's $7.25. It's been that way for 17 years.
Ridiculous.
But that's America. That's America.
Right.
That's how we were built. That's how it continues to operate.
And that's why I keep wanting to go back to, so what is the answer? What is the amount? It depends on where we're talking about.
Here's my answer still stays the same. My answer is everyone that is hardworking should be able to make a livable wage. That's my answer. It doesn't change.
Well, it changes when you actually have to pay the bills, and that's the problem.
Business owner, right?
No, I'm saying even someone like a Mike Lewis who would have the exact same sentiments as you is saying some of it is just not realistic when you have to be the one paying the bill. It's like now he might be able to raise the hourly wage, but then he has to cut jobs. I mean, again, it's not the same for everybody. And I hear what you're saying. I think that just we have to be realistic, and absolutely I agree that you should be able to live. Where that is and how that is going to be different depending on where you are. I don't expect my sons to be able to live on their own in Seattle right now, and they both have good jobs. They have to room together. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I don't think we're going to have time for this next one, so I think we should wrap up and look ahead to the next segment.
All right. 9:47. Here's an interesting tease here. Are we too soft these days? Doctors right now are recommending stretching your muscles. Have you pulled something in your hand from texting too much? Has your neck hurt from looking down at the computer screen? We'll be talking about that. But coming up next at 9:33, more adults are cutting off contact with their parents. And they say therapy is to blame. Next, Gee and Ursula.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at LifePointLaw.com. That's LifePointLaw.com.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system. Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. homecomfortalliance.com.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife, Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
Do we really need it?
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at LifePoint Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way on August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. New Jersey says it has corrected a voter registration error that automatically registered thousands of non-citizens to vote. Governor Mickey Sherrill says about 6,600 people were incorrectly registered when they got driver's licenses. 400 of them ended up voting in elections. More from ABC's Mary Bruce.
She says officials became aware of this issue last week and that all 6,600 people are now being scrubbed from their voter rolls. And she is vowing that this will not happen again, saying when they find problems, they will fix them. All of this is coming as President Trump is amping up his unproven claims of widespread election fraud. The president, quick to react to this news out of New Jersey, saying the episode underscores the need to pass his Save America Act, which of course is his bill requiring voter ID and proof of citizenship.
We know the World Cup in Seattle saw no serious crime during the event, and now we know one of the reasons why. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
Operation Red Card is a just-revealed crackdown that was tied to the World Cup. Federal and local agents teamed up to target repeat violent offenders and the drug networks behind them, saying the same groups pushing fentanyl are also driving gun violence across Seattle and King County. FBI Special Agent in charge, Mike Harrington.
This team located and arrested 17 subjects and seized 12 firearms of various calibers, many of which had alterations known as switches, which turn a semi-automatic into a fully automatic firearm.
Of the 17 people arrested, King County prosecutors say 10 are already charged with a variety of crimes. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle City Light customers will pay more starting next year. Yesterday, the City Council unanimously approved back-to-back 9.5% rate increases in 2027 and 2028.
However, even with these rate increases, Seattle still has one of the lowest electrical utility rates of any major city in the United States.
That's City Councilmember Deborah Juarez. The average residential customer would pay about $10 more a month. The utility says the increases are needed to upgrade aging infrastructure and meet growing demand for electricity. That vintage Los Angeles Lakers jacket sold for nearly $90,000 at auction. Portland teenager Quinn Brown found it at a Goodwill store. It was later authenticated as a jacket was once worn by Wilt Chamberlain.
I'm obviously happy. $90,000 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would go higher. I'm a little surprised sitting there the last 5 minutes. It didn't really get any bids. So that was a little disappointing, but still a lot of money, especially since I only spent $3.
Brown was on the Jake and Spike show here on KIRO News Radio. He says he plans to invest all of his proceeds from the auction. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Northbound I-5 commute is still heavy right now. It'll take you more than an hour from Federal Way to Seattle. The Valley Freeway is about 50 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 40 minutes. Everett to Seattle will take you at least an hour and 5 minutes and an hour and 20 from Everett to Bellevue. Traffic is brought to you by LeMay America's Car Museum. Super Summer Weekend is here at LeMay America's Car Museum, and it's mostly free. Saturday's Cars and Coffee Show, americasmuseum.org. And for your forecast, it's hazy right now with temperatures climbing into the upper 70s. It's going to be even hotter than it was yesterday. Seattle is forecast to hit 92 degrees. Right now, it's 76 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back. To the Gee and Ursula Show. I am having a little bit of a tickle in my throat, but have you heard about the divorce rate going up? And we're talking about divorce between adults cutting off contact with their own parents and family members. And some people are saying that therapy is to blame. This is from the Wall Street Journal, G. 25% of folks have cut off contact with a family member, while 10% are estranged from a parent or a child. And the Journal points out that traditional therapy, I'm putting quote unquote here, would push for more communication when you had bad relations. But today's therapists allegedly are often encouraging estrangement as a form of self-care. In fact, 1/3 of parents who've been estranged from a child believe therapy is to blame.
I've said this on the show, and I'll remind you what I've said. I've said on this show that blood makes us related, and love, respect, accountability, those things makes us family. It's alarming to hear that. It is disappointing, but at the same time, I understand. I believe that if you're an adult, if you're someone that you believe that someone not being in your life makes your life better, healthier, and you don't feel it is as toxic, do it. I don't care who it is. Truly believe in that. I think what's happening is I'm not going to necessarily blame therapy, but sometimes in therapy, there are some people walking around right now, and maybe their hardships comes from that parent. And so for so many years, you have been told in the Bible, honor thy mother and father, right? And you can honor them. You cannot disrespect them. But if you feel like there's toxicity there, I don't, you live one time. The average person, adult, has 70-something years to live on this planet, and then it's over. You're gone forever. So you might want to make sure that your time here on Earth is as best. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth.
I totally agree with you on that part. Your time is limited, and sometimes there are just people who are too toxic, and no matter what you try, they're not going to change. And it's not fair to expect you to change entirely to accommodate them when they're oblivious to the negative impact that they have on you. But that said, I mean, in this journal article, they were saying that even therapists are alarmed. One's saying that we are in a culture where we emphasize fragility. Everything becomes trauma. And the solution, more often than not now, is to split and leave. Now, I'm with you that, I mean, if you are in any kind of abusive relationship in any form, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, you don't need to accept that. You don't need to deal with that. You don't need to try to make peace with it if that person isn't willing to change, no matter the therapy. But I am also of the belief that, man, do everything that you can to try to before you cut it all off, try to see if there is something that you can work through. My first instinct and my hope, if I were to be with a therapist, would not be, hey, just tell me I can leave. Mm-hmm. You know, and one of the questions is, do people tell their therapist the truth, or do they only tell their therapist what they want their therapist to hear to confirm what they're feeling?
As someone who, in my earlier life, when I went to the only therapy or counseling I went to was marriage counseling. And boy, I tell you, I used to lie in that thing going crazy. I used to lie every single time.
And why? Why?
Because you ain't trying to hear the truth. You're trying to say things so you can manipulate what's going on so what can be said back to you can feel good. That's why I did it. And so I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying everyone does that, but I'm just saying that if you do, and you can possibly go lie to your therapist, it does not work out for you, and you'll end up hating therapy because you've just been lying in therapy. I also want to say this, though, too, Ursula. There's also another thing, and I know this might be unpopular. There's some folks walking around that they just claim disagreements as trauma. right? You have some folks that's like, oh my goodness, that person didn't.
I agree.
This parent didn't allow me to do that. Trauma. You know what I mean? And by the way, as a parent, I look back at my parents, and I look back on the things that I look back that they did that I say, man, those were mistakes that they did as parents. And then at the same time, I look at myself and I say, wow, look at the mistakes I made as a parent. Parents, you don't get it right all the time. You mess up. You do the best you can. But you also have, on the same time, you have kids that will judge that parent for, like you said, physical abuse, sexual abuse, all those. That's
a whole nother.
That's a whole nother story right there. But we're so.
But what if you were spanked as a child?
That's what I'm saying.
Or you were criticized as a child? I mean, one of the things that this article says is the bar has dropped for what people consider as abuse. Again, not to say that you should accept any kind of abuse, but is it accurate to say you were raised in a traumatic, abusive home because of childhood spankings? Because if that's the case, I was spanked.
Yeah, you can say that. I always like to use myself for an example. If I can, there's some mistakes that I made as a parent, and if there's something that I would redo over again, I would redo spanking my kids. And the reason why is because when I look back on the
undo. Sorry.
When I look back on that, I think about how many of those spankings did my kids get because I was going through something. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Like that could have been a hey, don't do that again. And it went from don't do that again to a spanking.
Yeah.
Why was it a spanking? Maybe 50% or maybe even 20%. The fact that it is a possibility that a percentage of their spankings might have come from something I was going through.
Yeah.
That in itself makes me cringe.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of times people call trauma, and you can, if you want, Ursula, people can say that my upbringing, I got spankings, that is the reason why I'm at today. Some people use how they were raised as a crutch. That happens too. So great topic right there. Hey, coming up next, are we too soft these days? I mean, physically, because right now doctors are recommending that we stretch more, especially stretch our muscles, because you might pick up a phone, you might go to text message and pull something. We talk about that next. Gee Ursula.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the baddest show on earth, with the Robert Cray Band, August 6th, the Tulalip Amphitheater. Get tickets on sale now at Tulalip and Quilcena One Club Desks or Ticketmaster.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, want to consider Aegis Living Respite Care, a short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
At Subaru of Puyallup, people say it's the little things that make a big difference. A few of the little things they love: a team that listens and makes buying a car stress-free, straightforward pricing, seamless service scheduling. They had the exact car I wanted, the stress-free experience. For all the little reasons our customers choose Subaru of Puyallup, we hope you will too. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Grateful that you guys are hanging out with us today. So even if you're not working out, doctors are now recommending regular stretching before you even reach for your phone. Doctors have another diagnosis for us, all thanks to our phones. Doctors call it text thumb. That's right. If you're feeling stiffness, throbbing, swelling, and even clicking sensations when you bend your thumb, it could be coming from all of your swiping, scrolling, and typing. This is coming from the AP, y'all. Phones today are bigger and heavier, which makes the problem worse. And it's not just texting. We're all paying bills, doom scrolling, TikTok, watching entire movies while holding several ounces of glass over our faces. Daily thumb and wrist stretches can help. You can also switch hands, use voice to text, or add a grip to the back of your phone. Doctors recommend a checkup if the pain won't go away or you're experiencing tingling or numbness, arthritis, carpal tunnel, and tendon damage. Ursula, your thoughts on this?
Well, as you were reading it, I was rubbing on the callus on my pinky finger from holding the phone because I have become masterful at thumb texting and just using one hand because someone told me that I was giving away my age when I held my phone in one hand and then texted with the other. You know what I mean? Typed in with the other. So you get really good at using just one hand. But look at this. I mean, you can even see the callus from where you guys are sitting.
Right.
It's big. You have a pinky callus? I do. From my phone.
Hey, you know, while this topic will make some roll their eyes, I do want to say this, and I want to remind you, does anybody remember, I don't know if you guys could see me, I don't know if we were on YouTube during that time, but remember when I hurt my neck and I was coming in here with a neck brace and all that stuff, and people would ask me, like, gee, what'd you do? And I'm like, I don't know. Nothing. I didn't do anything. All of a sudden, my neck started to get worse. It was terrible. I thought I was going to have to get surgery and all those things. But that neck injury is the reason why, and physical therapy is why I started to really work out and do weights. Because as we get older, if you're not strengthening your body at some point, little injuries will start to catch up with you. That neck thing was I couldn't even hold my neck up. My head up. It was so bad. That's why I started to work out with the weights, because the physical therapist was stretching it out and working it out. And so I was thinking, oh, I guess I wasn't doing weights at all. Maybe that's kind of why. And I never wanted to feel that again.
Okay, I got another question for you, though.
Yeah.
Because do you ever remind yourself to breathe? Or like take slow, deep breaths? Because sometimes I find myself, especially if I am reading stressful information or just reading things that are or watching things that are just making me angry, which can happen, that you forget to breathe sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure I do.
And what happens then is that it's that feeling of tension, because you and I talk about how we desperately need massage. And a lot of the tension is carried up in your shoulders, and a lot of it is you're, reading. The other thing that I have absolutely, Jeff and Bonnie Lake said repetitive motion injuries are not new. However, one of the things that I have noticed, not just the calluses, the thumb that sometimes feels disjointed, but also my eyesight has gone down tremendously.
Oh yeah, mine.
And I don't think I can only blame aging. I think there's definitely something about the screen.
Yeah, the screens for sure. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I also want to just give a shout out to, I don't know if I do Stretch Lab, Ursula, once a week, and I'm telling you that has been phenomenal. If you guys have ever had a chance to go, they have them down in Tacoma. They got them in Seattle area and all that kind of stuff. But I go there, Ursula. They stretch me out for an hour.
Nice.
I do that consistently. That kind of helps. But I just want to say, when you're in your 20s and 30s, these things that we're talking about right now, you're like, I don't get it. What are you talking about? What do you mean you went to sleep and you woke up and you hurt yourself? That made no sense to me when I was younger. Today,
sometimes stepping out of the bed can be hazardous. I mean, we are really leaning into this thing. Okay, you only turned 50. You're still young, in my book.
Oh, no, yes, but I think that what I've learned is age is really nothing but a number, and you can be 35 and barely walking, like, you know what I mean? It could hurt. You could be 40. So those things, trying to stay active, all the shout out to the people that get in their garden and do yard work, that is amazing exercises.
Speaking of exercise, someone was just talking about, and this is something that I want to ask you, because one of the things that I worry about is, I want my knees to still work 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And I can't think of the last time I did. Remember those burpees or other exercises? So, I try, when I do go to the gym, I try to work on the leg stuff. But what else could you do? Sorry, we're going off on a tangent.
That's fine. For you, something that I would recommend, simple, air squats. Air squats is when you put your hands out here, and you just go and you just bend down and do squats. Do reps of 10.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Doing your body weight. It's really simple. Yes, I would recommend leg workouts, because that is going to be the things that not just strengthen your knee, but our bones.
Yeah.
Our bones need to have strength. So, yeah, no question. By the way, I used to hate working out legs for a long time, and now I understand the importance of it. And like you said this the other day when you, not the other day, but a couple months ago when you went on that vacation and you had to get up right? And people were shocked that you were able to get up, right? But you did that.
But I was able to get up from the ocean into a boat with a bobbing ladder. That was what was shocking. And I had to pull my own body weight into the boat.
And you want to keep doing that.
And I want to keep doing that. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's the part about our Flex Fridays. That motivated our Flex Fridays.
Keep doing it.
If I ever need to literally catch the boat.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good motivation.
Coming up next, on this show, we have talked about a lot of different scams. And today, I got to say, this is a scam that I believe would have gotten me. Wait till you guys hear about this. You want to talk about how scammers are using people's worst moments to cash in on their fears. We're going to be talking about that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks, they're bringing it home again.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life's sleep.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, meant be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Jake and Spike.
There's a rule.
Noon to 3.
If someone can do something about it, you tell them.
That's a good rule.
If they can't do something about it, you don't say anything.
Were they worried about the awkwardness?
That's on them.
Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel and watch live or later.
Jazz Alley invites you to an evening with two-time Grammy-winning saxophonist Kirk Whalum. Soulful, passionate, and stirring. Shows run July 23rd through the 26th. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Greg Adams and East Bay Soul.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. At Dover Air Base in Delaware, President Trump attended the dignified transfer of 4 U.S. service members killed by Iranian attacks in Jordan and Iraq. ABC's Martha Raddatz is in Amman, Jordan, with Family Reaction.
The wife of 30-year-old Sergeant Michael Swinton of North Carolina telling ABC News he was an amazing husband and father to his 2 young children. The father of 25-year-old First Lieutenant Tyler Feehan tells ABC, "Our hearts are shattered," calling his son and the others who were killed our heroes.
Hostilities continue between the U.S. and Iran. President Trump now vowing to target bridges and power plants if Iran strikes ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The cyclosporiasis outbreak now impacting 41 states. The CDC says there are more than 11,000 cases nationwide. Federal testing continues. Since the source for the parasitic illness in 5 states originated in central Mexico, Taylor Farms, out of caution, issuing a voluntary recall for lettuce sourced there. This is ABC News. OpenAI confirms 2 of its advanced artificial intelligence models went rogue and attacked a digital library.
OpenAI says this happened during testing in a controlled environment, but the AI models managed to escape containment, connected to the internet, and hack the library of computer code. A startup called Hugging Face. OpenAI is calling it an unprecedented cyber incident, and they're now reinforcing safeguards.
ABC's Hannah Bata. They're fast, quiet, and affordable, but as e-bike sales have surged, so have injuries.
One estimate puts the number of people hurt in e-bike accidents at 20,000 per year.
It's really disheartening.
Orthopedic trauma surgeon Hassan Mir sees it firsthand.
I'll spend a day operating on kids injured from e-bikes, and then on my way home from work, see more kids on e-bikes.
Riders aged 10 to 14 make up the largest percentage of e-bike injuries.
ABC's Jim Ryan. I'm Michelle Franzen. ABC News. An independent review finds Bill Gates and his foundation met with Jeffrey Epstein about 30 times despite repeated concerns from staff. More on that next, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. It'll take you right now at least 50 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. That's better from the 9 o'clock hour. The Valley Freeway is still about 50 minutes right now, and there's a lot of congestion. Renton to Bellevue, about 35. Westbound across 520 is getting better. Everett to Seattle will take you now 55 minutes and about an hour and 10 from Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Despite employees' concerns about the reputational damage it could cause, Bill Gates met with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein more than 24 times. According to an external review commissioned by the Gates Foundation, the two met about 30 times between 2011 and 2014. One of those meetings was on the Gates Foundation campus. Gates spoke with the Wall Street Journal earlier this year.
I think I was quite stupid. I thought it would help me with global health philanthropy. In fact, it failed to do that, and it was just a huge mistake.
Neither the Gates Foundation nor Gates himself are accused of any wrongdoing. Authorities are investigating a heartbreaking vehicle fire that claimed the life of a 5-month-old baby in Tumwater Tuesday. KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss has details.
The father briefly went back inside the home as 3 children were left in a running truck. They say when smoke started filling the vehicle, the 12-year-old child was able to grab the 2-year-old and run back to the father. By the time they came back, the truck was completely on fire, and a 5-month-old infant was still strapped in its car seat.
And I saw the truck on fire, but I saw people trying to take control of the fire.
Investigators say the father and neighbors jumped in to try to put out the fire and rescue the infant, with several getting burned themselves, but the baby did not survive.
The Thurston County Sheriff's Office is working with the ATF to investigate the cause of the fire. 2 firefighters battling the Lions Ferry fire in southeast Washington are recovering from minor injuries. Fire officials say one firefighter suffered heat exhaustion and another sustained minor burns. Both are recovering at home after being treated at the hospital. The lightning-caused fire in Whatcom County, or Whitman County rather, has burnt more than 25,000 acres and is now 28% contained. Seattle's internet-famous raccoon has gone from backyard sightings in Ballard to national TV after earning a mention on The Daily Show.
But I'll tell you what I think Jimothy is. A short king.
The unusually round raccoon, believed to have a rare spinal condition, has become an unlikely civic mascot, inspiring everything from tattoos to murals to food bank donations and a growing online fan club. Jimothy may be Seattle's biggest star this summer. And now to your KIRO Newsradio weather. Temperatures are climbing close to the 80s right now. We're going to get hot today. 92 is forecast to be the hottest day of the year so far. Right now, it's about 77 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy that you are hanging out with us today. I hope you are staying cool, all types of ways. Really cool, and like cool as in like, you know, cool from the hot. You know, cool, yeah, that kind of deal. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. Actually, text us, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. How are you planning to stay cool? And if I could, don't forget your pets, because they suffer in the heat as well. And it's always a good reminder, do not keep them in a car because that gets very hot very fast. Okay, coming up at 10:30, why do so many people eat unhealthy foods? Personal responsibility, are we going to talk about that? Okay.
The way the show is going, I can only imagine how much personal responsibility is going to be the reason why you're eating unhealthy. Can't wait to be the radical one on this topic. Wow. Personal responsibility. Oh, you just got to eat healthy.
Yeah, that's not what I was going to say. But anyway, we'll talk about that coming up at 10:30. But let's get going.
What's new at 10?
So we've talked a lot recently about all the coyotes lurking in our neighborhoods and how they're preying on our pets. But today we have another warning for pet owners about a bunch of predators who could be targeting you. And, Gee, this is something that you said you could see yourself falling for because, you know, those pet owners who post those flyers or say something online about their missing pets, they are now basically coming into the crosshairs of scammers. Regional Animal Services of King County says fraudsters using phone numbers from those flyers and those posts are calling desperate pet owners, and they're posing as shelter employees, and they tell the folks who are answering that their animal has been found but would need emergency surgery and would need it now. And then they demand payment by phone, text, or a payment app. And to make things even more convincing, some are sending AI-generated pictures that show that the missing pet is undergoing surgery. It looks very realistic. And now the King County Regional Animal Services is trying to make everybody aware that this is a scam that's going on. And they say, like so many other scams going on, they say, we will never ask you to pay for an animal's treatment by phone or text.
Wow. Well, first, before I say so, I just want to say hello to Jeff. Jeff listens to our show all the time. Thank you for listening. Hope you get better, Jeff. Back to what you were just saying, Ursula. This is a scam that would have gotten me. I mean, we all know how we are, how anybody is about your animal. I would assume that if you have an animal, you love your animal. Your animal loves you back unconditionally. Your animal is waiting for you at home. Your animal is probably more excited about you than anybody in the world. And imagine losing your animal. You put up some signs, you put out a Facebook message, hey, call this number, email this, text this, and someone hits you up at that vulnerable moment to let you know, like, hey, got your animal, here's what's happening. It used AI to get you. It's like, hey, this would probably, I don't know, but it might actually get me, Ursula. Something like this. I've never even heard of a scam like this.
There's always something new, right? It seems like every day we hear about a new kind of scam. And I have a question about the whole mindset of scamming. But yeah, I could see how a lot of people would fall for this because that's a family member. I mean, for a lot of people, their pet is the most important thing in their life.
Right.
Most important thing with a beating heart in their life. And so you would do anything. And like you said, you're at a very vulnerable moment. They're very convincing.
Yeah.
And sure, I can see why you would fall for it. So I'm glad that they're putting the word out. But my question, the thing that I was struck with this morning is what happened along the way where people will look for opportunities like this and say, hey, here's how I can make my quick buck. How about we target these people? You know, whether it's pretending that you are a nephew stuck in a jail in Mexico and preying on elderly people or preying on people who have missing pets. Like, what has happened to make someone think this, and this is as old as as time. I get it. Like, scams have been part of life forever. But that's where my mind went this morning. Like, why?
Look, I don't know. I know, Ursula, again, I'm going to speak for myself. I like to talk about these topics in a real way. I know for myself when I was having hard times and when you are in survival mode, you have thoughts. You might be around someone that has come up with a quick buck. And I would love to tell you that I never had thoughts because I did. Because sometimes when you're in those modes, you think about how can I just make a quick buck to get me out of this situation. Now, I didn't do it, and I didn't do any form of it. It was kind of like that was my baseline right there. Like, I will not do this no matter what. I think also when people say, okay, you know what, I'm going to do this one time, and I'm just going to make a quick $100, and then I'm out. Right? It's kind of like The Godfather Part 3 when Al Pacino says, right, when I try to get out, they pull me back in. And I think what happens is people forget the power of money, and they forget that there's never enough. So if you make 100, that satisfaction isn't going to be there like you think it is. Because once you get 100, you're going to want 200. Once you get 200, you get 400. I don't want this segment to turn into me justifying people doing these things, but I'm making this segment about how easy it is for people to start off a little bit, and before they know it, it is huge, and you can't get out of it. This is why we find out, and you've done stories on, hold on, how did the accountant or how did the treasurer, how did the person in charge of the money steal the money? Because sometimes access to cash and money will even make an honest person steal, unfortunately. So this is really sad. There's a lot of people out here that really have, especially today, that are scamming, trying to get the quick buck. And I think it has to do with keeping up with the Joneses. That's a huge problem.
Or thinking and finding out that you can get away with it. You can do it, and you're never going to, by working, quote, hard, in their minds, I believe, they think, I'm never going to make this kind of money. And why not just scam people, which I just think is disgusting, especially when you're preying on the elderly, but I think it's just in general disgusting that you're going to put your time and energy into trying to figure out a way, instead of doing your own work, trying to benefit from other people's work. Speaking of scams, though, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you're right. It is definitely disgusting. But I got to bring this part up. Have you guys ever gone to the grocery store and you got the pack of water bottles and you put them up underneath the cart?
Yes.
And you go and you drive out and you realize when you get to the car, oh my goodness, I didn't pay for these water bottles, right? What do you do in that moment? Because I'll say this. We sometimes will judge the scammer. But that moment, and oh, gee, that's different. No, it's not different. It's not. That moment
is the
right
answer,
there.
I would go back to the store?
It's the only answer.
Yes.
It's the only answer.
Yeah.
But I'm the reason why I'm bringing it up is I'm trying to show and explain the slippery slope that happens in life.
No, I get it.
That decision to, you know what? Forget it. All right. Now you're on that slippery slope. That moment could turn into, right? We talk about marijuana being a gateway.
If you're always justifying certain things, it's like, okay, well, they screwed me over anyway, so I'm going to screw them back.
Or it's a grocery store. They won't miss it.
Yeah. No,
you start to justify.
I hear you.
What do you got?
Well, a Capitol Hill restaurant owner is accused of taking tax money out of his employees' paychecks for nearly a decade and then keeping it instead of sending it to the IRS. So this is a story from the Seattle Times. They're reporting that Rory McCormick, who owns Single Shot Kitchen and Saloon, has now been charged in federal court with failing to pay nearly $1.5 million in payroll taxes. Prosecutors are alleging that from late 2014 through 2024, McCormick withheld more than $1 million from workers' paychecks, but never turned that money over to the government. He's also accused of failing to pay another $419,000 in taxes. Get this, though. The restaurant remains open. McCormick is scheduled to be arraigned next week, and his attorneys are not commenting.
Wow. And I don't know, but you think about this. Where did he start? How did it get to Ursula? How did it get to 1.5 million? What was the day? I'm quite sure that when he decided to do this, I'm quite sure he didn't say to himself, you know what? I'm going to try to see if I can get away with 1.5 million. I'm sure he started off very small and said, you know what? I'm just going to just this week, just this payroll this week, I'm going to kind of keep the money here. And then it got easier and easier, and then it got to 1.5 million.
Okay, I need to ask you a question, though. All of you listening right now, do you put this in the same category as other kinds of scams, trying to get money or knowing you're doing something wrong, but or do you justify it saying, well, he was a business owner, he was employing people, and the government sucks and takes too much of our money, so I don't blame him.
I put it in the same one. I put it in the same thing. It's all the same. It started small.
Yeah.
It got big, right? And this is the same exact thing. So there would be justification like, well, this is different. He actually was employing people. So that's a good thing, right? All he did, he really didn't steal from the people.
Yes.
Right? Because
he just
the people,
didn't pay the government.
He just didn't pay the government.
Yeah.
So that's different. Is it?
And that's my question for you. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. No, I mean, I think you can do all sorts of mental gymnastics, but basically being dishonest, stealing, making reasons for doing things that you know are illegal, I do put in the same category. I think just as society, we would generally look at it differently. Okay.
It's amazing how we justify, or especially when we justify based on political affiliation. Basically, we will say, so if I'm on this side of things, I will talk about that person that did something. But if it's on the other side of things, we love to have a deaf ear and look away on those.
Okay, I'm going to try to squeeze one more story in.
Okay.
So imagine owning your building, investing in it for decades, and then discovering that the land underneath it suddenly costs $3, 5, even 13 times more to rent. So that is what's happening in Prosser, where Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway is dramatically increasing land leases along its rail line. So, for example, a downtown salon's annual rent is jumping from $3,000 to $10,000. A church is going from $13,000 to $33,000. But the most painful increase might be hitting Jubilee Ministries, which runs the Prosser Food Bank. Its lease is soaring from $2,000 a year to $26,000. Now, that food bank serves about 200 families a week. And to cover the increase, it might have to cut a program that helps people pay rent and utility bills. For its part, BNSF says some leases haven't changed in decades, and these new rates just reflect current market values. And the company says it is willing to work with the tenants. But again, $13,000 to $33,000, $3,000 to $10,000. The businesses and nonprofits are saying they were given little explanation, little time, and few realistic options.
Yeah, I know folks have had enough of me today, and I almost was. I've been watching Little House on the Prairie, the new one, and it's kind of interesting. We're talking about the railroad. Talk about those broken treaties that happened over the years and what railroads have done. I don't want to go too deep, but how about we do this? I think that we all know that throughout American history, when there's, hey, we need progress, we need to make new buildings, we need this, always has been the justification to take land or increase the property value over people that have less power. And that's just been the way of the history of the world. So in this specific case, for your lease to go from $3,000 to $10,000, that salon owner right there, $3,000. Imagine you're paying $3,000 a month, and all of a sudden your stuff jumps up to $10,000 a month.
Well, I have a question because, we recently talked about how Washington, the state, now limits how much landlords can raise the rent on homes and apartments. So should similar protections apply to small businesses like the ones affected here or nonprofits? Or should these commercial landlords be allowed to charge whatever the market will bear, which is what Burlington Northern is saying?
I totally believe in protection of, in this case right here. Yes, I do believe that there should be some type of protection. Again, the salon owner, cutting hair, beauty salon, people, and by the way, people that can't afford therapists, do you guys know what beauty salon folks, you know what kind of therapy that they provide for people? Oh, girl, you got to leave them. You can't be staying in that marriage. But anyways, for this rent to go, at least go from $3,000 to $10,000, come on, man. But again, this is what's happened over time. People with less power, right, for the greater good, because we're trying to do something, have been taken advantage of for years. In this situation.
Yeah, and in this case, it's BNSF is a private company, and they're claiming that the leases haven't changed in decades. And so these amounts are now what could go for today. I mean, the decent thing to do, and it's unfortunate that you would have to now have a government intervention because you can't be decent about it. Going from a church going from $13,000 to $33,000 in 1 year, I mean, that's not sustainable. That's basically booting out everybody.
Just find a new church, right? Like find a new job.
Find a new food bank.
Look, Ursula, guys, I was downstairs because I hadn't read this yet. And then I read this thing, and I was just like, gee, don't do it. Don't go and talk about the history of the railroad. So don't do it. I was just sitting there like, wow. You want to talk about history repeating itself? The railroads?
Yeah, there's a history. Just for the record, though, I am generally not a fan of rent caps. I mean, and I only say that again because, and we've talked about, you and I have talked about it because of the impacts that could eventually happen with the smaller landlords. That said, those big commercial landlords or BNSF, yeah, you need some guardrails.
No, you do. You do. You definitely need some protections. Okay. We got a lot of stuff going on coming up. 1047, we'll have scenarios. But up next, why do so many people eat unhealthy foods? There's a massive global study that says personal responsibility isn't the problem. Oh man, I'm gonna have to dig into this topic. Well, we discuss that next. Gee Ursula.
Back on February 8th, the countdown started at 167 days.
3, 2, 1.
Right after the clock showed zeros.
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The champs are back on the field in just 3 days when Seahawks training camp begins.
We know that we're target number 1 now.
The home of the Super Bowl champs, KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
I've been telling you I have been driving a 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid from Carter Subaru. And yes, I am officially in my spoiled era. I posted on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page, scooter in the back trunk area where there's just so much room. So if you want to see Scooter and his cute face, I've got it there. But the folks at Carter Subaru make it so easy to work with you when you are looking for a new car. And this is my first hybrid. So with gas prices going up, the timing could not be better. But what I really love is how much it feels like a true family vehicle. It's got 360-degree, this surround view mirror.
Complimentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 7/31/26.
Hi, I'm Marla.
For details. Valid through 7/31/26.
Hi, I'm Marla at Sky Nursery with a heads up that gardening in July has its challenges. Seattle summer drought can cause plants to droop in just a matter of hours, and rabbits and aphids can get a little out of hand in your garden, especially if you have any travel plans this summer. That's where an experienced Sky gardener can make a difference with down-to-earth and sustainable solutions to all manner of gardening quagmires. After all, you deserve to enjoy a beautiful, thriving summer garden without having to learn the hard way first. We can help. Head to skynursery.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. Safeway and Jackson Smith & Jigba are fighting back with the Food First Project. No barriers, just help for families right now. Learn more at Safeway.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump and other members of the administration attended the dignified transfer of 4 U.S. service members who were killed in the Mideast over the weekend. 3 of those service members have been identified, but 1 has not yet been positively ID'd yet. ABC's Luis Martinez has more.
Sergeant Angel Rempersad. She is believed to be deceased. What we do know is that 3 soldiers were impacted by a missile attack on their base in Jordan on Friday night, but 2 of them were immediately recovered, but a set of remains was recovered later, but could not be possibly identified at the location. That's why the Army is saying she was believed to be deceased. The 4th soldier, Michael Swinton, he died during the detonation of a drone that had landed at a base in northern Iraq.
The recently fired U.S. Attorney in the Western District of Washington is now suing President Trump and acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche. But KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports former State Attorney General Rob McKenna says the suit might result in a stalemate.
Roger Rogoff's lawsuit claims his firing was unconstitutional, while President Trump says he has the power to fire any U.S. attorney he wants. Former State AG McKenna tells KIRO News Radio both sides could be right.
We have a standoff here, sort of 3 corners, right? You got the courts, you got the president, and you've got the legislative branch, so all 3 branches of government are mixed up in this.
The U.S. Senate typically confirms U.S. attorneys, but in Rogoff's case, federal district judges appointed him on an interim basis to fill the vacancy. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
There's a new twist in the legal battle involving a former Washington immigration attorney. A federal lawsuit now claims more than $400 million was transferred from Alexandra Lozano's former law firm into companies she controlled. The money was allegedly used to buy luxury homes in Seattle, Covington, and Chicago, and even a private jet. Lozano denies the allegation, and none of the claims have been proven in court. The case is still moving through the federal court system. The heat continues today with highs in the 90s across much of Washington. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is at Golden Garden Park.
Now, protecting your skin is also important. Don't forget that sunscreen today. SkinCancer.org says any skin exposed to sunlight at any time is susceptible to damage. They say to apply it thick like paint. A thin layer is not enough. Reapply every 2 hours or after each time that you swim or sweat. And use SPF 50 or higher for any extended outdoor activity, such as being at the beach or even just working outside.
Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Northbound I-5 commute is making some progress finally this morning. It'll take you at least 37 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. The Valley Freeway is holding steady at 45 minutes right now. Renton to Bellevue, 40 minutes. Everett to Seattle will take you exactly an hour, and about 55 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. For your forecast, another hot and hazy day on tap today. Seattle forecast to reach 92 degrees. Right now, it's 78 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Coming up, we will be doing scenarios, but right now we need to ask the question, why is it that so many people are still eating unhealthy foods? And this story that we're going to share with you is from a new United Nations report. showing that hunger is declining around the world, but eating well is still a luxury for billions of people. And this report says 2.7 billion people, about 1 in 3 worldwide, cannot afford a healthy diet with enough fruit, vegetables, dairy, and protein. The Guardian's reporting that global hunger fell for the 3rd straight year in 2025, but experts say governments have spent decades making cheap calories more available without making nutritious food more affordable. And one interesting statistic is that the estimated cost of a healthy diet is about $4.28 per person per day, which is more than the international extreme poverty line.
I don't know the answer to this question I'm going to ask before weighing in on this healthy food discussion. So my question is, over 4.7 million people nationwide have recently lost access to SNAP benefits. Basically, with the new legislation, this new budget, what is it called? What was that? The big, beautiful bill. This will $187 billion is projected to be cut over the next 10 years. I don't know who's responsible for that, but I do remember the people that get on here and talk about why they believe SNAP benefits and food access should be cut from people, because they love to talk about how they're going to the stores and they're buying cookies and they're buying these types of things.
Well, there's fraud, is what they say. I mean, that there's rampant fraud. And people taking advantage of these programs.
Sure.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. And so when I look about and think about the grocery store, we all know that the perimeter of a grocery store is more expensive than the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of the grocery store is filled with processed foods that can last on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So when people ask, why do folks eat unhealthy? I can tell you this, the majority of the time is because you're just trying to make your money stretch. That's it.
The stuff in the middle is a lot cheaper.
It's a lot cheaper in the middle. And it is expensive to eat healthy today. Fruit roll-ups are cheaper than fruit. That's just how it is. We talk about the green onions have gone up in price. We talk about all the different produce that has gone up in price. So when you're trying to feed your kids, is it easier to give them Pop-Tarts in the morning to kind of sustain? Yeah.
I mean, I'll give a couple of examples because I was looking up some specific examples in this area where we have relatively high grocery prices compared to the rest of the country anyway. But let's just say, $2 or $3, and sometimes you can get it on sale, or usually you can get it on sale. So for even cheaper, can buy a large package of ramen or a box of mac and cheese. But that same $2 or $3 might only get you one bell pepper or one avocado, depending on the season. Right? Or, you can still sometimes on sale for $4.99 get a frozen pepperoni pizza, and you could feed 2 people. Or for the same amount of money, you can get a very tiny container of fresh berries.
Yeah. Yes, Ursula. Hey, Ursula, just had a text message come in that said that healthy food is way more cheaper than junk food. How?
Well, I just explained.
I know you did. That's why I'm repeating that text.
How much is a bag of apples, for example, compared to a 2-liter bottle of soda?
Ooh.
The only possible way that you could argue that healthy food is as cheap as processed food is if your diet is constructed entirely of pulses and starches, and you eat nothing but dried beans and dried rice.
Yes.
Right? Like, those are legitimately things that you can buy relatively cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have to face the fact that it requires 40 hours of labor from both adults in a home in order for that family to survive. And so where is this excess of time in which you're able to cook healthy meals for families? It's not always just a cost equation. It's also a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that in our society, there's a lot of people who simply don't know how to cook. And no matter way you cut this avocado or onion, however you want to put it, the simple fact is the easiest and the cheapest choice is by nature the choice that the vast majority of people will make. That's just how humans operate. And the way our food system is structured, the easiest and the cheapest thing is also the worst for you.
It's true. Researchers at the University of Washington School of Public Health, did this study and found that lower income Seattle neighborhoods also tend to have fewer grocery stores with healthy options and greater access to fast food. And one of the areas that I think of right now is where Lake City lost its Fred Meyer right there. But there are other areas where there are truly, when we talk about grocery deserts, it generally is in areas where you've got the lower income population. Mm-hmm. So now what? They're really buying, they're buying whatever they can have access to if they, aren't using public transit.
Yeah. Yeah. The food insecurity that happens, and even when folks are getting food, they're just trying their best to stretch. And the foods that you end up buying when you're stretching is just crazy. All right, let's have a little fun here on the show. It's time to do scenarios. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear Jake and Spike. Weekdays noon to 3.
Well, this weekend, Jimothy ran in the salmon run, and and I wish Mariner Marketing had taken just a couple more minutes or hours. For what? Give us a better Jimothy.
The Jimothy costume is not perfect.
It was lacking.
What would you have them do?
I have them build a real costume.
Yeah, it didn't look great.
It didn't look great. It was a guy in a mask.
Watch live or later. Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel.
If you're over 62 and worried about how far your retirement savings will go, I'd like you to hear this. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home and want to stay, but feel financial pressure every month. Property taxes keep going up. Insurance costs more. Everyday bills add up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment. If you're wondering how long your savings need to last, a reverse mortgage may be worth a look. It could eliminate your mortgage payment, pay off debts, and give you breathing room every month. Now, I want to make it clear it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can be a very smart financial tool. When you call Best Mortgage, you'll speak directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for you. If you want to stay in your home with less financial stress, call me, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at LifePointLaw.com. That's LifePointLaw.com.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman. When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Jazz Alley invites you to an evening with two-time Grammy-winning saxophonist Kirk Whalum. Soulful, passionate, and stirring. Shows run July 23rd through the 26th. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Greg Adams and East Bay Soul.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Before I get to what we're going to talk about, look, I'm super excited. I love it when we have visitors here, and I'm sitting next to my main man, Neil. Neil listens to the show.
Yes.
He's hanging out with us, Ursula.
And he dragged his mom, Sika, in because Neil listens every day.
And how old is Neil? Neil, 13?
Yes.
13 years old. So if I got a 13-year-old listen to the show, okay, mama, bring him in.
And I will tell you from the texts I've seen, he usually agrees with you. And he doesn't start every text with, I never agree with you, G, but...
Well, let me just remind Neil of something. Neil, not many people agree with me. So just to let you know, it's a very small percentage. So you're part of that. True. Thank you for being a part of that small percentage of people. Because I'm the radical one on this show. All right, scenarios, let's go.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Okay, this was scheduled for about a month. My friend is having a barbecue today. Look, I'm all about barbecues, but as you all know, it's hot, really hot out there today. And look, I texted him and I said, hey, I want to come to the barbecue, but is there any plan to move the barbecue inside? They text me back and they said, no. They're actually saying that I'm soft, and they said it's summer. I need to toughen up. This is what summer is about. Now, I just want to know, who's wrong here? Am I soft for asking and suggesting that we go inside? Or maybe I am soft because I want to sit outside. Is it crazy for me to do this? I mean, I don't want to sweat while I'm eating the entire time. Your thoughts on this? 888-973-5476. Muckleshoot, Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you up to bat first.
Well, the fact that they associate the word soft with someone not wanting to sweat, it just makes me think either you've got that kind of relationship with your friends and you joke around with each other and you're okay with that.
Yeah.
But if it's something that actually bothers you, I'm questioning whether those friends are really friends. You don't have to suffer outside. You can grab the food, go inside. I mean, and you might get some ribbing, no pun intended, but this idea of soft, yeah, as Joey said, you're smart, not soft. Why suffer? Like there's no, you're not stronger or you're not more of a He-Man because you're going to just sweat it out outside.
Why y'all be hanging on to some of these friends? That's my question. Like you gotta do an audit.
Yes.
Whether you're 13, like my man Neil, or whether in your 50s or whatever, sometimes you gotta do a friend audit. Not all your friends are on the same page. Not all your friends love you the way you love them. And once you figure that out, man, you gotta do something.
Okay.
No, you're not soft to be outside. I'm not being outside for nobody today. As a matter of fact, I'm rethinking my retirement plans. I had Vegas on my mind, and you guys make fun of me for always changing. By the way,
yeah, I know. At one point, it was Kirkland.
I do change my mind all the time. That's the problem. So many people are so stuck in their thinking, and sometimes it's okay to change. I'm actually going to change my mind about. No, actually,
It's
I'm
a dry
not.
heat.
I'm not.
It's a dry heat. If you invite me to hang out on your boat all day, or if plans are being at the beach all day, just count me out. Because you can see what I look like on YouTube. And I don't, just being in the sun for more than 30 minutes, just straight sun. No, count me out.
Okay, what if I invite you to the pool?
Say what?
What if I invite you
That's
to the pool?
cool.
to
You've
have a barbecue?
you've got shades and everything.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I'm not just hanging out outside in the straight sunshine. Here's the real question, though. If you're going to be hanging out with all your manly man friends, and they're like, yeah, bro, tough it out, be outside all day. Are you enough of a man that you will allow your buddy to put sunscreen on your back while you're hanging out outside all day? I mean, that's a real question. You can be a tough guy, but are you also so sensitive that you're not going to allow your buddy to put sunscreen on you?
I'm going to tell you right now, if your dog needed some sunscreen, which, by the way, we all need it, and you were the only one to apply that sunscreen on, yo, put that on my back.
Bro, get my back.
As a matter of fact, if I wear a shirt, Chef, that I need to zip up in the back, I'm going to come to you and say, hey, Chef, can you zip me up in the back?
You have shirts that zip in the back?
Hey, look here. You don't discriminate. You don't never know what kind of shirts I got. It might zip from the back.
Okay, take the heat and the barbecue out of it. And let's just talk in general about friends, quote unquote, who always find humor in making you feel small. You know, there are some friends like that. What do you do? What do you, because I don't tolerate it. I mean, I'm going to surround myself with people who support me, uplift me. I can take a joke, but you know how there are sometimes jokes where they're trying to cut deep.
Yeah.
They're always trying to make themselves look better by putting you down.
Yeah. I think that when you get in those situations, you can hopefully choose better. Hopefully you get to the point where you choose not to be in those situations. And I think the older that we get, the easier that it is. I think sometimes when we're younger, it's not as easy because you feel like, well, just friends, not.
Well, especially if they're part of the popular group. Well,
boom.
Right. And we've got young Neil here with us, and there is that feeling like you have to go along and be okay with sometimes people denigrating you, which I would say those are not your friends.
It's a fine line, though, right? Because busting each other's chops, like that's a legitimate part of friendship, especially for guys. And so, what's the line there? Because I have to try and figure this out with Matthew, right? Hey, is that thing that you're teasing your buddy about, are you just busting his chops, or are you trying to cut him down?
Well, and that's a great question. What is your intent? by making someone feel terrible about themselves. Your joke is at their expense. And that's what I always ask.
So they have the power to kick it right back at you. I think that's part of it.
Do they have it? Or are they just going along with it because they don't want to
They're laugh too. They laugh too.
Well,
yeah.
It's before we move on, since we're on the topic of making people feel small, is it fair to say that we see on the biggest stage in our country, people literally, that's what they do on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
Kicking down on people, kicking down on marginalized people, kicking down on the LGBTQ community, those types of things. So when those folks get celebrated, it might be confusing to be like, well, wait a minute now.
Yeah, it's bullying behavior.
Bullying is okay. You seem to be okay with the bullying. As a matter of fact,
until it's turned around to you.
Some people get paid a lot of money to be a good bully. Good stuff. Glad Neil was here for that one. Hey, coming up next, we got more guests coming to the show. You guys have heard us talk about Acts on Stage, where they're doing a 2026 teen summer musical. And this year is going to be Peter Pan. They join us next. Gee Ursula.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
At Subaru of Puyallup, people say it's the little things that make a big difference. A few of the little things they love. A team that listens and makes buying a car stress-free. Straightforward pricing, seamless service scheduling. They had the exact car I wanted, the stress-free experience. For all the little reasons our customers choose Subaru of Puyallup, we hope you will too. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about artificial intelligence.
I cannot answer that.
Many professions are using it, and allegedly some are even being taken over by it. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know police are leveraging AI, whether it's analyzing body cam footage, reading license plates, or even facial recognition. AI has become a helpful tool, enabling officers to work more efficiently. And efficiency for them means more people getting pulled over. You can't chat GPT your way out of a high BAC. Getting legal advice from AI is no substitute for an attorney. Use AI correctly, or it can result in trouble, like a self-driving car taking you home from a bar.
You have reached your destination.
So call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. If you get pulled over for DUI, the only thing you need your smart device to do is call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY! Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In Delaware, President Trump and top military leaders and families attended the dignified transfer at Dover Air Base for 4 U.S. service members killed in the Middle East last week. 3 service members killed in an Iranian attack Friday at a U.S. base in Jordan. A 4th service member was killed a day earlier in Iraq. Flag-draped caskets transferred from a military plane to special vans. ABC's Louis Martinez has more on the solemn ceremony.
The closing of the 2 doors of those 2 transfer vehicles, all done simultaneously, a lot of synchronicity taking place there by the 2 airmen who were closing it, again symbolizing the dignity with which these remains of fallen service members are treated.
A state of emergency in West Virginia due to widespread flooding. National Guard members are being deployed along with swiftwater rescue teams to assist local responders. Heavy rain today could lead to severe flooding in both North Carolina and Virginia. This is ABC News. In Mississippi, the family of Nolan Wells released findings from an independent autopsy. The teen died following a boat trip with friends on July 4th weekend to Horn Island. Authorities say their initial investigation suggested that Wells drowned. Wells' family attorney, Benjamin Crump, says the cause of death remains undetermined pending the investigation. ABC's Alex Perche has more.
Attorney Crump releasing these autopsy results and also pointing out the fact that there are missing organs here does put a significant amount of pressure on Mississippi. Certainly, there's been a lot of attention, a growing national attention on this particular case and the transparency around it. Again, that is what the family is asking for, transparency in this investigation. And so they're hoping that the coroner does ultimately release those.
France says it recorded at least 5,700 more deaths than usual during a historic heat wave last month. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
A U.S. attorney who served for 54 minutes sues over the firing by President Trump. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. The northbound I-5 commute continues to get better right now. It'll take you at least 55 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. The Valley Freeway holding steady about 45 minutes right now. There's a lot of congestion as you move past 180th. The West Seattle Bridge is now finally clear and moving. Renton to Bellevue will take you at least 40 minutes. Everett to Seattle will take you at least an hour. And Everett to Bellevue about 55 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guarantee repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. The recently fired U.S. attorney in the Western District of Washington is now suing President Trump and acting U.S. Attorney Todd Blanche. But KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports former state attorney general Rob McKenna says the suit might result in a stalemate.
Roger Rogoff's lawsuit claims his firing was unconstitutional, while President Trump says he has the power to fire any U.S. attorney he wants. Former state AG McKenna tells KIRO News Radio both sides could be right.
We have a standoff here, sort of 3 corners, right? You got the courts, you got the president, and you've got the legislative branch, so all 3 branches of government are mixed up in this.
The U.S. Senate typically confirms U.S. attorneys, but in Rogoff's case, federal district judges appointed him on an interim basis to fill the vacancy. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A 60-year-old man is dead after his kayak sank in Puget Sound near Dash Point Park. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says witnesses heard the man yelling for help about 100 yards offshore. A paddleboarder reached him, but he was unresponsive. Crews performed CPR for more than 40 minutes before he was pronounced dead. Investigators say no life jackets were found with the kayak and still unclear why it sank. 3 Lake Washington beaches are closed because of high levels of bacteria. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports Houghton Beach in Kirkland, Mount Baker Beach in Seattle, and Coulon Beach in Renton are all off limits.
The health department is urging people to stay out of the water in those locations because if you ignore the signs that we have seen at some of these beaches, you could end up paying the consequences. The health department says exposure to this water could cause some serious issues like nausea and vomiting. A cost for staying cool, experts say it's just not worth it.
Jimothy, the viral raccoon with a rare short spine condition, just got a shout out on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
They love Jimothy. That's not my judgment. That is the judgment of the community. They have decided. Not an easy decision, by the way.
As you know, Jimothy has already inspired so much, from a mural to fan art, stickers, a video game, and even a Mariners appearance. Seattle's favorite furry icon just keeps getting bigger, even if he stays adorably short. Now for your KIRO News Radio weather. Haze continues today. Highs will climb to 92 in Seattle. Right now, it's 78 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, what up, everybody? It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Grateful that you're hanging out with us today on this it's hot out there. Hot day today. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. We have another very packed hour for you.
We do.
And we're going to help keep you cool because we are going to be talking about a great production coming up. Mm-hmm. And I saw last year's musical, and I got to tell you, it was a big darn deal.
It was. It was. It was. And then guess what?
Yes.
So the people putting those on, they're here today. Here we go.
Yes. Okay, so let's get to
at
it.
11. Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
We did it at the same time. That's all right. See, I actually opened up News Boss.
Double
anyway,
trouble.
As you all know, the Gee and Ursula Show, we try our best to highlight young folks here on the show. And what I love about our guests that we have here, they've been here before. Acts on stage. And coming up this summer, like you said, Ursula, you were at last year's Teen Summer Musical. You saw that performance. This year, August 28th through the 30th, there's 4 shows. They're putting on Peter Pan.
Oh, my favorite.
Now, I got to tell you something. I ain't never seen Peter Pan outside of the TV. And the Peter Pan I saw, I'm like, well, this is going to be interesting. So I want to bring them here right now. They are doing amazing work out here in the community, and they do a lot of hard work and dedication. And the show director, Isaiah Anderson Jr., is here with us. Good morning, Isaiah.
Good morning, G. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Always love having you in. So for the people hearing about Acts on Stage for the first time, what is it that you want to talk about your program and what makes it unique?
Okay, well, the Teen Summer Musical is a City of Seattle Department of Parks and Recreation program that is partnered with Acts on Stage after the pandemic to manage the program.
Okay.
So the program is about 35 years old. And so I've been a part of it since day one. And what Acts on Stage does is grant young kids of color the opportunity to have a platform on professional stages. And so what I do with these Teen Summer Musicals, as I shared with you last year, is I take the traditional summer musicals, the musicals, Grease and Cinderella and Snow White and all of them, and I chocolatize them. And I give them a concept that our kids could recognize. The program, again, was created because Langston Hughes Performing Arts Institute would do different shows, and then the kids would get a bug and go to school and say, I'm going to join a theater program at my school, but they were never granted principal roles. And so I'm like, wait a minute, there's a Peter Pan in my community. There's a Snow White in my community who looks a little darker than the other one. But, and so we created this, and it is still going on, and it is an absolutely fabulous, fabulous program.
I would love to talk about what goes into this program because my understanding is it is a full-time commitment, and the young people who are involved, they agree to, 10 weeks of intensive practices and training and practice performances.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
It is a full-on committed program, 10 weeks, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. These young people commit to intense dance, acting, singing. We do it all. They learn self-discipline, self-confidence, self-motivation, how to deal with the community. So it's an all-inclusive program. One of the big successes of the program is that parents are asked to commit at least 5 hours of community service towards the program to volunteer. And when parents get involved, young people feel like, ooh, my mama's seeing me do this, my daddy's seeing me do this, and it becomes some more pride for them to get out and do what they do. And so it is a very intense program. They also get paid.
Oh, they get paid?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Ursula, they getting paid?
Okay, that's
Okay,
good.
cool.
It's not just purely volunteer, so it's a summer job.
Oh, it is. So these young people are 9 to 18 years of age.
Okay.
The 9 to 12-year-olds get a $300 stipend at the end of the program. The 13 to 15-year-olds get a $599 stipend at the end of the program. And the young people for the last 2 years now, 16 and older, get paid minimum wage.
Wow.
To be a part of the program.
And- Okay, that's incredible. That's news to me.
It is.
Okay, so do we have Peter Pan here?
We do have Peter Pan here.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hi.
When you're not Peter?
Hi, my name is Nikari, or I go by Nick, and I've been in this program since Dream of 2023. And I really got to say, I really love this program, and it's really shaping me to become more, I would say, more self-confident and more social. And yeah, I really love it here, and I love performing with my community.
So what can you tell listeners right now if they're thinking, well, I want to spend the night at McCall Hall watching this performance? What are they going to get from it?
They're going to get a really good experience of excitement, emotions. They're going to see just how the story unfolds and why we tell this story. And they're really going to enjoy it. It's going to be really enjoyable.
I need a favor, though. I was just thinking, I ain't never talked to Peter Pan in my life. And so since Peter Pan is technically here, is there anything that you could say in the way that Peter Pan, like I'm going to ask you a question and you answer me back the way Peter Pan would. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. You got to answer the way Peter Pan would now. Okay, so what is one moment in the show of this play, no spoilers, that you can't wait for the audience to see?
Pirates. Say it now. Pirates.
Is that how Peter Pan talks?
Pirates. That's all I'm going to say. Pirates.
Okay. Pirates are a big part of the Peter Pan story.
It is. I want to say, though, the concept that is different from our Peter Pan and the other Peter Pan is the traditional concept is that Peter Pan, as an infant, hears his parents talking about what they want him to be when he grows up.
Right.
And he decides, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to stay a kid.
Right.
Our Peter Pan, as a young black male, overhears his parents talking about the dangers of what is out there for a kid who looks like him. And he realizes when a kid who looks like him gets a certain age, they disappear. And he says, if disappearing is what happens when I get to this age, I think I'll just stay young.
Ooh,
And
I just got goosebumps.
The story unfolds as to him running into the Darling family and Wendy and her brothers and the rest. And it convinces him that no matter the obstacles, you have to move forward.
Now, what other characters do we got in here today?
Yes.
So when we saw Peter Pan,
Right.
Who else we got?
We got Wendy.
Okay,
Darling,
Wendy.
And we got Captain Hook himself.
What?
Now, wait. Now,
Pirate.
Hey, Captain Hook, he's part of the pirates in them, right? So does he sound a certain type of way? Okay, all right. Can we turn that microphone on? By the way, thank you for coming in. And what made you excited about your role?
You know, I actually never told Mr. Isaiah this, but ever since, I seen a cartoon, but since I was 7 years old, I knew I wanted to be an actor. And I'm not gonna lie, Captain Hook was one of my dream villain roles to play, to be honest. Ever since I was 7, and now I get to play him now.
Do you play a good villain, man?
I'll say so. People say so. So
there are lessons to be learned.
Isaiah, is he allowed to give us a line that Captain Hook would say?
Absolutely.
Can you give us a line that and speak like Captain Hook?
Let me think of one. Put your weapons away.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's not a bad thing to say.
Okay, we got Wendy.
Yes.
Okay, and Wendy.
And can you tell us your real names, not Wendy?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jamie Michelle Charles, and I do play the role of Wendy Darling in this year's Peter Pan.
Okay. What I want to know, what did you learn and what have you learned this summer playing Wendy and being part of this program?
I would say every year I learn something. This year, it's taught me to be more comfortable with stepping outside of myself. I would say I'm a very to myself kind of person, and with this role, it's allowed me to see that like I need to step outside of me and be around my community and show them that I'm not just to myself. I can also be with you guys as well.
I love that.
Now, Captain Hook, can you give us your name, please?
Oh, my name is Jamarius. This is my first year being in this program. And, everyone's been welcoming, and, this is really exciting.
Could you see yourself doing, you said it's first year in your program, can you see yourself doing this beyond this summer?
Yeah, I do. I do see myself getting much of different opportunities after this program because everyone said, alumni told me that, they gotten great opportunities after this. So I see myself, of course, getting, achieving great things after this.
What would you otherwise be doing with your summer if you weren't doing this?
There's this program not at my school, but it's a UW program called STEM Sub where, you do these courses that prepare you to be, prepare you for that college level, writing, personal statements and, help you apply for colleges and stuff like that. I could be doing that program. And if you do get A's in that the courses, your GPA can, boost up. I could have been doing that. But then, I chose to do this program because, I love acting. I love, theater. And, so...
Right now in studio, you all are listening to Seattle's teen summer musical in partnership with Acts on Stage. Peter Pan is going to be happening August 28th through the 30th. There's 4 shows. Make sure you check that out. But before you guys go, this is important right here because we just had our good buddy Neil in on the show. So we have youngsters that listen to our show. Right now, if there is a young person listening and they say, man, I would love to rehearse and try out for something like that, but I'm terrified. What's your message to them?
My message to them is just do it. We're going to steal it from Nike. Just do it. Reach out. We have a lot of times with 40% of the young people who attend the Teen Summer Musical have never been on stage before. And it's being around those other young people that allow them to say, like Jamie said, I can do this. I can step outside of me. So just do it. Take the step. Give us a call. Reach out to us on social media. Just, any way you can. You can start by coming to see the show.
So remind us when we can see the show and how we can get tickets.
Right. August 28th through the 30th at McCall Hall. Tickets are at axonstage.com.
Okay. And then, of course, Acts on Stage on social media, because I know sometimes folks don't do the .coms anymore, so you might want to get it. You know what I'm saying? No, for real. The kids, they get on Instagram. You know what I mean? So they're on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. I follow them and be sharing all their stuff.
I think we have a little more information.
Oh, yeah. The link is www.r.show/TSM Peter Pan. You click on that and boom.
It's only 2 W's or 3 W's?
Oh, there's 3 W's.
Oh, okay.
Like www.
Yes. Anytime you just say it all again.
Show.
I heard you.
Okay. Isaiah, with a little bit of time we have left, you've done this for many years. Why do you keep doing it?
Oh, my God. The opportunity for young people to have a platform to speak and to share about what it is they're going through and how they deal with life is so important to me that this is an entire summer sacrifice of love that that I get to see it happen. And when you are allowed to be on stage at 9 to 18, and the lights come on in a theater at the end of the show, and over 2,000 people are looking at you, are clapping and standing, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
I will say, as someone who was in the audience last summer and watching, I forgot that these were young people.
Yep.
It felt just like something I would watch at the Paramount Theater. And I mean, y'all are at McCall Hall. I mean,
Yeah, McCall Hall.
So
It
this is big doings. And I just congratulate you for your successful program, and I wish all of you the best. And thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. I'm sure
Both of you so much for allowing us to come.
Thank you. Always love it, and can't wait. Again, that is Peter Pan, y'all. August 28th through the 30th at McCall Hall. 4 shows. If you guys want to go check them out, go to Acts on Stage on Instagram, however you want to find them. But they're everywhere. Love what you guys do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey, I want to ask you something because speaking of performances and such, is it a good thing for the Seahawks to be part of this whole Hard Knocks thing? Because Seahawks fans are going to get a behind-the-scenes look at the team this summer.
Let's do what we do, baby. Let's spin. Let's go.
Okay, that voice sounds familiar.
Yeah.
You know that HBO has now announced a new premiere date for its Hard Knocks series featuring Seattle's training camp. This is going to be a 5-episode series. It's debuting August 4th, and it's going to follow the Seahawks as they prepare for this next coming season. Is this a good thing, or is this a distraction?
Yeah, this is terrible.
and why?
And let me tell y'all why it's terrible. Something to think about. Now, when you go out of town and you're out on a vacation and you meet someone and they say, "Oh, you're from Washington?" Well, the first thing they say is, "Oh, D.C.?" No, not D.C. I'm from the state. But then you tell them I'm from Seattle, Washington. Usually, Ursula, what is the first thing people say when they find out you're from Seattle?
Does it rain?
Boom. Right?
No, it rains a lot. And then, do you ever get sunny days?
And then we always tell them, absolutely.
Yes.
Because we don't want you to move here.
Yes.
But so the reason why it's bad news is the world is getting ready to find out. They've been finding out. Watch this. Seattle has been on the map. The Mariners almost went to the World Series last year. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl. The World Cup was here in Seattle.
And
now,
what were we rated in terms of host cities?
Number one host city. And then now they're going to see training camp. Now, see, they seen training camp at these other places, but they ain't never seen training camp on the shores of Lake Washington.
Okay, that view
when they
is
start
incredible.
that beautiful. So what's going to happen? This is why it's terrible. There's going to be a lot of people like, I'm going to move to Seattle. And you know what that's going to do to housing prices? Go up. So
I was more talking about the team. Is it good for the team?
Oh, yeah, it's good for the team. Okay. I was thinking about other stuff. I was selfish in my way. I don't want people to know how good it is out in Seattle. Remember, the national media and everybody's like, "Oh, you don't want to go to Seattle." Folks about to find out. This is some of the same reasons why this has hooked me 27 years ago. I had my first June here. I said, whoa, this is beautiful. When they show the Seahawks practicing right there on the shores of Lake Washington, and they show all those things. And remember, there's something that's happening next weekend. Now, training camp, the first day is going to be July 25th. But next weekend, what is happening in Seattle that most people don't learn about until they move here? Seafair.
Oh, Seafair. Oh, yes.
Seafair.
Yes.
That's going to be on TV. They going to see that. They going to say, well, man, I need to move to Seattle.
In other words, the secret will be out?
The secret about to be out.
Okay, do y'all agree with G? I think the secret is already out. And it's just going to be confirmed.
Depends on which news platform you.
That's true, too. That's true. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. 888-973-5476. We're choosing joy.
And Jimothy all on the map.
Jimothy.
Do the kids
forget about it. Jimothy.
I wanted the kids know about Jimothy. They didn't know about Jimothy.
Yeah, they all know about Jimothy. Wendy knows about Jimothy.
You know about Jimothy?
No.
No.
Okay.
Isaiah, do you know about Jimothy? You do? I don't. Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, Jimothy.
Jimothy's a world famous raccoon from
Jimothy's
Ballard.
world famous.
Oh, got a body and a face only a mama could love. All right. Let's get on out of here. But thank you. I really appreciate Seattle's teen summer musical. Peter Pan is going to be happening at McCaw Hall August 28th through the 30th. I don't know why I keep saying that wrong. August 28th through the 30th. 4 shows. Make sure you go check it out. Peter Pan. I can't wait to go see it. All right, coming up next, Agree to Disagree. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. KIRO Newsradio, where you hear Jake and Spike. Weekdays noon to 3.
Well, this weekend, Jimothy ran in the salmon run, and and I wish Mariner Marketing had taken just a couple more minutes or hours. For what? Give us a better Jimothy.
The Jimothy costume is not perfect.
It was lacking.
What would you have them do?
I have them build a real costume.
Yeah, it didn't look great.
It didn't look great. It was a guy in a mask.
Watch live or later. Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repairs, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
Do we really need it?
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at Life Point Law.
He asked me, "What do you want?" And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case,
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
register for a free Life Point Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way on August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
At Subaru of Puyallup, people say it's the little things that make a big difference. A few of the little things they love: a team that listens and makes buying a car stress-free, straightforward pricing, seamless service scheduling. They had the exact car I wanted, the stress-free experience. For all the little reasons our customers choose Subaru of Puyallup, we hope you will too. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, my family's been committed to doing what's right. At Wilcox Family Farms, that means caring for our hens with healthy pasture environments and a diet of organic grains and flax seeds. It's how we produce eggs that are wholesome, flavorful, and good for you. Next time you're at an egg case in your local store, we hope you feel good about choosing Wilcox eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. At a rare on-the-record briefing for reporters in Washington, D.C., the head of the U.S. Secret Service says threats against its protectees are, in his words, off the chart. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has a story.
The Secret Service says it's handled 10,000 cases involving threats against protectees this year. That's up 40% from last year. Director Sean Curran.
The threat, picture and environment is as large as I've ever seen it.
Officials say many of the cases involve Americans with mental health issues and that committals at the agency's request are up tenfold. But Deputy Secret Service Director Matt Quinn says the threats are also overseas.
Iran has publicly said they want to kill President Trump.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
We won't set any records, but today will be the hottest day of the year so far.
Probably right around 92 to 94 in Seattle, so even a little warmer. And I know a lot of people are talking about it's a little muggier than we're used to when it's hot like this too. So it's been kind of everything. And if you look forward in the forecast, the forecast has got something for everyone.
Meteorologist Scott Sisek tells Seattle Morning News it will be muggy as well. He says our thunderstorms last week are partly to blame. A lot of moisture is still in our plants, and when temperatures rise, even the water evaporates and humidity spikes. A logging company warehouse caught fire just east of Arlington Airport early this morning. The company, known as Stella Jones, is located near 188th Northeast Street and 64th Avenue Northeast. No one was hurt. The city of Arlington posted on social media that use of fire hydrants increased the water flow through the city's water mains and that loosened sediment could tap water become discolored. The city asked residents to avoid using their water for a few hours to allow the sediment to settle in the lines. And that fire that tore through a warehouse in Seattle's industrial district, causing the roof to collapse, was set on purpose. The Seattle Fire Department said it has not said why they believe the fire was an arson or exactly how the fire was started. It broke out near 7th Avenue South and South Oregon Street just before 1 a.m. on July 15th. No one was hurt. And good news for bargain hunters in Renton. Winco Foods is opening its newest store Monday, August 3rd at The Landing. The employee-owned grocery store is moving into the former Fry's Electronics building on Garden Avenue North. The opening comes after Lake Washington working families tried to stop the project last year from opening, citing traffic and environmental concerns. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Southbound I-5 from Linwood to downtown Seattle is running about 25 minutes, while northbound I-5 from SeaTac into downtown about 18 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by Wilcox Farms, a convenient, healthy snack on the go. Look for ready-to-eat Wilcox hard-boiled eggs. Find Wilcox eggs at Costco, Metro Market, Safeway, and other local grocers. And for your forecast, haze continues as we climb to the 90s. Right now, it's 78 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
to the Gee and Ursula Show. It's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves, just really go at it.
This Friday in West Seattle, there's going to be a 13-hour party coming to Hamilton Viewpoint Park. It's going to be popping. It's not a real party, though. The web series Car Show Rivalry, they're going to be filming all day there. There's going to be cars on display, cheering crowd, dancers, DJs, and more. They're shutting down the entire park for this. They got a permit from the city, obviously. Pedestrians can still access the park, but obviously most of it's going to be completely shut down. And neighbors have been warned that, hey, starting at 6 in the morning, you might hear DJs pumping some bass and see some strange things in the neighborhood. Seattle's done a lot to encourage more filming in the city. This is what it looks like. You live in the neighborhood. Your reaction to this is?
I mean, as long as they do it during, daytime hours and not when I'm trying to go to sleep and I don't hear any ruckus.
6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Friday. 6 a.m. starting off.
Oh, well, then you know I'm good.
You're good.
Okay. Y'all know
good.
I'm good at 6 a.m. I'm just talking about this from a selfish standpoint.
No, I gotcha.
Matter of fact, I think I might start doing a little bit more of that. So let's do that. Yeah, I'm all good with this because I'm awake. Everybody should be awake at 6 a.m. If you work hard, that means you're up at 6 a.m.
I must not work hard. Well, actually, I do get up at 6 a.m. purely for this job, though. If I had another choice, I'd be sleeping until 8. Yeah. But you said they don't have access to the park. The people who live there don't for one full day.
Yes, they shut down a whole city park for a day to film a web series.
If I'm a neighbor, I would likely feel irritated.
You would feel irritated?
If I use that park. Now, some people would just feel irritated to be irritated. The idea of how dare you use this park.
Even if you had no plans.
Even if you had no plans to use it.
Right.
But how much does the city get?
How much does the city get?
Yes. For doing this.
I don't know how much the permit costs, if anything. Yeah. But I can tell you the deal. The film company. Gee, go ahead.
I mean, cities. They do. I mean, I'm not saying like World Cup stuff, but they do have the economy happening and people doing stuff in that area. Yeah. Sometimes there's a bonus to having filming happening in these cities because it's not free. Like they can't go and get permit for that. Okay, this is free. You can just block off all of Alki or whatever. So you're definitely going to be paying money for that. And by the way, we're going to be talking. Are we going to be talking about Seattle being a destination place?
It's
for films.
I mean, for the longest time, people were filming up in Canada because Vancouver. They got bigger. They got bigger breaks, and you can, even if it was supposed to be Seattle, it looks like Seattle, but we've got the breaks that Canada offers. Rebecca in West Seattle just texted in and said, "I live 2 blocks away, and I absolutely have not heard about this." Now that is wrong.
Okay.
Neighbors should know about it.
There might be a notice probably posted up at the park. One of the reasons I brought this up is because the way that Washington State has been trying to encourage films to do production here is what's called a cashback rebate on filming. So at the end of production, the production company will get 30% of any money that they've spent in Washington back from the state. So they'll go to the state and they say, hey, we spent $1 million on catering. We hired local film crew, right? You know, we rented out all these props, et cetera. We hired local actors. We spent $1 million. And the state of Washington will then cut them a check for $300,000. And there's some evidence that it's working. There was 360 film permits in Seattle last year that were issued. Ursula, do you think that's a good deal for taxpayers?
Then now I'm saying I'm more likely, and the only reason I say that is because they are generating business while they're here. We are actively trying to get more filming back here in this area instead of going to Vancouver. So I would say overall, it's worth it. If you properly inform the neighbors.
Okay. Gee, 30% cash back?
I'm with Ursula. You know, I'm down for this. I think this is
wild. I think this is wild because, like, what other business? Like, we talk about the handouts, right? That that professional sports gets. The fact that Seattle covered all the security costs with the help of the state and federal government for FIFA to come here. I can't think of another business that gets a straight up check from the state of Washington to do business, let alone 30% of that's a massive subsidy, right? And the payoff is we get hopefully exposure and people see this as a cool place. We like seeing, because we got to reach back to Sleepless in Seattle, right, to see feature films.
I mean, is it better that we got 700,000 than and whatever additional business it generated? Is it better to get nothing of that?
You bring up a really good point, because unlike, say, a pro sporting event, it's not like people are going to hire out that staff when nothing else is going on. I just think it's interesting because if you want to have road closures, et cetera, and you're cool with supporting that in your neighborhood, that's part of what the film industry brings. All right, Gee, I don't know if you saw this over the weekend at Wrigley Park. Brand new topic for you, by the way, but an older gentleman, younger gentlemen are in the audience. The national anthem is going on. The older gentleman shouts down. I'd play you the audio, but all you hear is the national anthem. The older gentleman shouts down at the younger man who's remained seating. And he says, "Hey, you need to stand up." The younger man kind of shrugs back at him. This clip's now gone viral. And the older guy smacks him in the back of the head and says, "Stand up, young man." And so the young man stands up for the national anthem. There are people who are applauding the older gentleman for demanding respect for the anthem from the younger individual. And there are people who are saying, that's assault. The Cubs, by the way, have weighed in and say, hey, we're not going to ban this fan from the park. We do encourage people respectfully to stand. Is this guy a jerk for laying it down on the younger individual?
That's assault. And he should go to jail. He should be arrested for assault. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, you don't put your hands on somebody.
Okay, let me turn it around. Let's say your wife has something wrong with her knee, and somebody says, "Hey, you need to stand," and they just turn around and they look at her and they look at them and like, "Huh?" And then they slap your wife in the head. Y'all cool with that? Y'all good?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Why was there even a debate?
It's America. I mean,
do you imagine?
Some people.
By the way, it reminds me of me having to have a conversation with an assistant vice principal at a school who was trying to get the attention of my younger son and grabbed him by the scruff of his neck and pulled him up and was like, "Don't fall asleep at an assembly." I was like, "No, that's okay. Yeah, Eric, oops. Don't fall asleep in an assembly." But I actually talked to that. You don't put your hands on a child.
That happened?
That happened.
I got erasers and stuff thrown at me when I fall asleep in class.
Can I ask a question? Did that, was it administrator or teacher?
It still has a job.
Okay. Still
apologize, though.
Oh,
apologized to my son.
Yeah.
And to me.
Yeah, imagine that. Coming up next, text messages, feedback, and then we'll have words to live by.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families cannot afford the food their kids need to heal. Now, think about that. A child recovering from surgery, learning to walk again, and the family is struggling to put good, nutritious food on the table. This is why Safeway and Seahawks Jackson, Smith, and Jigba are launching the Food First Project, a multi-year initiative to fight pediatric food insecurity right here in our community. This is not someday maybe talk. No, this is grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs going directly to families the moment the need is identified. No barriers, no red tape, just help right now. They're funding vitamin D screenings, nutrition support for student athletes, rehabilitation feeding tools, and meals for hundreds of families staying inpatient at the hospital. I love what Safeway and Seattle Children's are doing, making a real difference where it matters. JSN is showing up. Now it's time for us 12s to show up. Put food first. Learn more at Safeway.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
50 seasons, 50 legends, one unforgettable night. Join the Mariners Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night at T-Mobile Park, presented by Daktronics.
The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
Before the team takes on the Rays, arrive early for the most epic pregame ceremony in Mariners history. You'll witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed. From Griffey to the big unit, from Ichiro to Nelson Cruz, and every legend in between, you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers here in the Kingdom.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
My, oh my!
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add Wireless Connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
It is the Gee Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Grateful that you all are hanging out with us and hung out with us this show. Good morning, Ursula. What you got for us today?
Well, let's look at some of your text messages to us.
Yeah.
We talked about text thumb and the pain that our phones are causing our bodies. 253 says, I'm finishing up my 20th year in the military with just one more year to go. Congratulations. Unfortunately, I have developed carpal tunnel syndrome and some issues like golfer's elbow from spending so much time at a computer or on my phone over the years. So I have to attend therapy almost every month to help improve my condition. Yeah.
Courtney in Bonnie Lake is an occupational therapist, and she says, I would also recommend practicing getting on the floor and getting back up without using your hands. Very important as you age. And I'm telling you, it is. I do that. It is so good for you.
And Carrie in Bonnie Lake says, yes, Ursula, Gee's right. Cultivate those glutes like you're growing a crop of flowers.
Visual?
No, that's a great visual.
Yep.
That's a great visual.
Carrie Bonnie Lake.
I get it.
That was pretty good.
She's another P1.
Yes. All right, we got it, Ursula.
Okay. Is therapy to blame for the growing number of adults who are breaking up with their parents? Layla says, this is a fact. We have a family friend who has only one son, and they've been estranged for more than 15 years because he went to therapy and the therapist told him something, and now they no longer speak to each other.
Andres in the 425 says, that happened to me. I believe my 22-year-old daughter estranged from me because her therapist recommended it. A therapist that I was paying for while my daughter was going to WSU. Guess who was paying for that education? Yeah, this guy right here. I was the better person, I believe, because I never stopped paying for anything for her. Eventually, she came around and we have a good relationship now. But that experience scarred me for life. I'm not sure that therapist helped the situation. I lost a year of not seeing my daughter.
And I want to just speak to one thing because we're not anti-therapy. And I'll just speak for myself that I have seen how it can work wonders. Bobby in Tacoma says, don't be a crappy parent. Therapy has nothing to do with it.
George in Fremont says, it's a snowflake revolution. Disagree with your parents or family, and you're out. Cancel, cut off, no dialogue. But that's the opposite of what working it out actually means. Real relationships require effort, patience, and the willingness to navigate uncomfortable differences instead of running from them.
And I wholeheartedly believe what George in Fremont just said right there. Okay, healthy food versus affordable food. 253 says, I understand why low-income people buy processed food. It allows them to feed their families. I make a pretty decent living, but I'm a single mom, and eating healthy so I can live longer for my son doubles my food budget. SNAP should work more like WIC with approved foods and amounts based on family size.
Alexia says, y'all weren't wrong on the cost, but we should keep in mind that processed and sugary foods are literally addictive too. So it's affordable and it feels good.
Alexia, yes. Shutting down parks for filming. 206 says, I live in West Seattle, and I read about this on the West Seattle blog today, although it may have been posted yesterday. If you're getting this upset about a park being closed for one day, what about parks and streets being closed for parades? What about areas around a football stadium being closed on game day? Come on, people, get a grip.
That is such a good text. And you know, I think we've learned this, right? Like, people just...
Sometimes you just complain to complain.
They just want to. They
yeah.
want to have
even though
something.
It's like, I haven't been in that park in 20 years.
Yeah.
Or there's a difference between a public and a private event. I don't know.
Steve in Lake Stephen says, Chef is on target regarding the subsidy for filmmaking here. 30% directly back is outrageous. Look at any other tax break a new industry might get. Other businesses might receive a lower property tax for a couple years or a partial sales tax rebate. Nothing like 30% of their spending coming back to the filmmaker. All right. Ursula, Neil here. Neil hasn't had a chance to talk here on the show.
We've been talking off the air, but Neil is which school in Bothell?
Skyview Middle School.
Okay, and so he is officially our youngest listener who listens by choice regularly.
Neil, what does it mean to you to come in and hang out with the Gee and Ursula Show?
It's really exciting. I listen to you guys every morning. My mom takes me to work. You guys talk about interesting things, and I really enjoy listening.
You made my day. You truly did. And my words to live by today are based on your visit here.
Now, are we the same in person as we are when you hear us on air? Is this the same or is it a little different? What do you think?
It looks the same.
Okay.
It's what you expected.
It's what you expected. All right, cool.
He agrees with G most of the time, by the way.
I know.
Neil, is there anything that you disagree with G about?
No.
Wow. Are you okay, Neil? Like, that's never happened here on the history of the Gee Ursula Show. No, Neil, I'm so glad that you listen to the show, but more importantly, I'm so glad to meet you. You're an amazing young man. You love math. Math is your best topic. Math is a moneymaker. Man, I wish I was good at math.
He also loves football.
And he loves football.
Hello.
That's right. Seahawks going to win it all again this year?
Yes. The next 20 years.
All right, Ursula, it's now time for your good old words to live by.
This is dedicated to Neil and other young people who listen to the show.
Okay.
We have a powerful potential in our youth, and we must have the courage to change old ideas and practices so that we may direct their power toward good ends.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That was Mary McLeod Bethune.
Nice.
Neil, thank you, and thank you, Mom. Really appreciate you.
Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate that. Tell your friends that you're the coolest, Neil. Tell them that.
I will.
All right. Thanks a lot. Hey, Ursula, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Nick. Good to see you, man. Hey, the Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. Make sure you stick around. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Don't wait, insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you crawl.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
DayandNight.net.
Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
DayandNight.net.
Do you ever lose your balance or feel dizzy for no apparent reason? Do you hear ringing in your ears or have migraines? These are all signs you could have a problem with your inner ear or vestibular system. To learn more, call the Vestibular Disorders Helpline at 800-837-8428. That's 800-837-8428. Sponsored by the Vestibular Disorders Association.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary